That is a Garthak?
Hey guys, I'm Formula D driver Jeff Jones. I've been driving professionally for about the last 8 years and driving race cars for about 15. What I want to do with this video series is teach you how to drift. I've been a teacher in Drift 101 for the last few years, and through that we've taught hundreds of students, and I have seen ways and learned ways to teach someone the professional way, amateur to pro. So through this series, what I want to do is teach you how to buy a car, where to go drift, how to set your car up, everywhere from doing donuts, clutch kicks, e-brakes, weight transitions, all the way up to pro level where I'm driving in Formula D, driving my 700 horsepower pro car and running with the big boys. So through this series, you'll see all of that. What car to buy. So what car are you into? First off, you can start with your passion, because that's usually a good reason to get out on the track and work on your car. So are you into Mustangs? Are you into Nissan 240SX? Are you into Nissan 350Z like we have here? Really cool car. It's one of our Drift 101 cars. So that's a big part in what you're going to pick. Also money. This car is a little bit more expensive. Every time you wreck it, that's something you want to take into account. The older Nissan 240SX, a lot cheaper to purchase suspension parts when things go wrong. Also smaller tires, less weight, equals to less dollar later on. When you have a heavier car like a Mustang or Camaro or this 350Z or Beamers, sometimes those cars are a little bit heavier, they run a bigger rim, that costs more in the long run, and we know that drifting is all about sliding tires, burning rubber, so it's going to be best to keep your budget small at first so you can go out and have more practice and have more fun. Where should you go drifting? It's an important question, and also people want to know, how do they find a place to go drifting? First off, I kind of started off on the parking lots, and I can tell you it took me a long time to learn how to actually drive, because you'd go there for 10 minutes and then you'd have to leave. A lot of bad things happen. Of course, people wrecking the poles, cops come, they take your car. I would honestly tell you, after my professional experience and being through it for a long time, find a local racetrack. You will be able to exceed your driving so much faster. If you can find a school like ours, that'd be great. There's only a few of them out there, but ask your buddies, go to local places, find a shop, like a performance shop around you, and you go to them and say, hey, you guys are into these cars, what kind of racing do you do? Find someone that's into road racing or drifting, they'll tell you a track. Like we're at Willow Springs right now, and there's 7 different racetracks right here, and you'll run into all kinds of motorheads. So you get into these places and people are really pretty nice, and they'll explain to you and where you can go. So like in SoCal, we have Just Drift, that's a local amateur competition series here. There's Adams Track out in Riverside and Grange Motorsports. So we have several tracks. We're lucky in California. Some of you guys in other states may have to travel a little bit longer, but it is worth it, and I would definitely do that. Get on Google and just search local drifting spots, and through the car that you own, if you own a Mustang, look at Mustang forums and then go to the track section, the regional section. Through those pages, you'll be able to find where people are racing at, and then just go there. And then you'll meet people and you'll expand your horizon on where you can go driving. And in the long run, it'll help you so much better to go to a track than it would to go to a parking lot. Okay guys, I'm going to talk to you now about the Drift 101 school and our 350Z. It's actually a supercharged Z. We've had this one for a couple years. It's what we use for our advanced students. Typically they'll rent this car out on their third day or visiting back to us. This car is pretty much stock engine, but we have an HKS supercharger on it, and it makes about 400 horsepower. Really responsive car, really awesome to drive. But with that, we run into a larger size tire, and we burn those up pretty fast. But it's just so much fun to drive it. You don't always need to have this much power or a newer car to drive. You could definitely hop into Nissan S13s, Mustangs, Beamers, whatever you're having fun, it's rear-wheel drive, and just go out and play with it. Of course, you need to have a limited slip rear end or welded rear end. Bucket seats always help. Having a good steering wheel. Sometimes the stock steering wheels are just too large, and then it's hard to get around those guys, so putting a smaller wheel helps. Keep with a smaller size tire. If you can run anywhere between a 205 and a 235, That'll help your budget, and it'll be easier to break them loose, easier on your drivetrain, easier on your clutch. So those are something that you can do to make drifting a little bit easier for yourself. But let me show you around our 350Z. So we have a Sparco race steering wheel, just some cheap seats with buckets to keep it, keep you in there nice, because this car is going to rock you around a little bit. 350Zs have a pretty bad e-brake. Most people know about this. We have an actual little extender on ours, so we've lengthened it, because in the seating position it's kind of far back where you would normally grab it, so this helps out with leverage. You can do this on most cars. Find some kind of pipe that you can put on there, tape to it, weld to it, whatever you can do. And a lot of guys are going to a hydraulic e-brake. It's not really necessary. Something like this will feel just about the same with a good set of pads. So when we look at our engine bay, not too much going on here other than this really cool supercharger. Here, this used to be a friend of ours' old competition car, and he used to drive it for a while. And it's a really fun, cool car. Of course, we've got an updated radiator, larger, get some more water in there, keep it cool, intercooler. Not much going on other than the coilovers and a seat and steering wheel. Aftermarket differential, and it's ready to rock, ready to go out and have some fun and do some drifting.